Steve Jobs is remembered as a visionary, a genius who changed the world. But what if I told you that some of his biggest decisions could have destroyed Apple instead of saving it? Today, we're diving into the biggest risk Steve Jobs ever took, the decisions that could have backfired and wiped Apple off the map. In 2007, Apple wasn't a phone company. They were known for computers and the iPod. But Steve Jobs made a radical decision. He bet everything on the iPhone. He even shut down major iPod projects because he believed that if we don't cannibalize ourselves, someone else will. But what if the iPhone had failed? What if touchscreens weren't the future? Apple would have lost billions, and we might still be using BlackBerrys today. Back in the day, every smartphone had a keyboard. Customers expected it, but Jobs took the biggest risk. No keyboard at all, just a screen. This was unheard of. Even Apple engineers weren't convinced. But Jobs stuck to his vision and it paid off. Imagine if it hadn't, Apple would have been just another failed tech company with a wild idea. In 2001, Jobs had another crazy idea: physical Apple stores. Experts called it a disaster waiting to happen. Gateway had just failed at the same thing, and Dell was dominating online sales. Fast forward to today, Apple stores make more money per square foot than any other retailer on earth. But if they had flopped, Apple's retail dream could have turned into its biggest nightmare. Steve Jobs was fired from his own company. His leadership style was too intense and the board pushed him out. But that failure led him to create NeXT, which eventually brought him back to Apple and saved it from bankruptcy. But what if Jobs had never returned? Would Apple even exist today? Steve Jobs made bold decisions that could have destroyed Apple, but instead they built an empire. The lesson? True visionaries take risks. And sometimes betting everything is the only way to win.